Welcome back to CarTech Zone. Today we've got a deep dive into the 2025 Harley-Davidson Street Glide, right from the US market. We'll cover styling, tech, performance, ride feel, pricing, and how it stacks up in 2025. So if you're considering this touring beast, stay tuned. Let's kick off with how the Street Glide presents itself. Visually, it keeps the iconic bagger silhouette you'd expect from Harley-Davidson. The lower fairing, the saddlebags, the Batwing-inspired front. But for 2025 it gets some significant updates. Reviewers note that this model retains its swagger while looking modernized. The design tweaks include updated fairing vents, revised bodywork for better aerodynamics, and a more refined finish throughout. So from a style standpoint it balances heritage with fresh elements. On the tech and features front, the 2025 Street Glide brings serious upgrades. The infotainment and instrument cluster have been modernized. For example, there's a 12.3-inch TFT display running Harley's Skyline OS, with Apple CarPlay and smartphone integration included. The bike's also equipped with rider safety electronics, cornering ABS, traction control, selectable ride modes rain, road, sport, custom, in certain trims. That means you're getting a touring machine that's not just about the look, but backed with current-era motorcycle tech. Now let's dig into the performance. Under the skin, the 2025 Street Glide, particularly the Ultra variant, uses the Milwaukee-Eight 117 engine, about 1,923 cc displacement. Output figures vary slightly by region, but you're looking at around 105 horsepower, 78 kilowatts, and about 130 feet lb, 176 newton meters, of torque at around 3,250 revolutions per minute in one spec. On the road, reviewers say it has real muscle. Even fully loaded with a passenger and luggage, it doesn't feel underpowered. Handling is improved over generations past. More compliant suspension, reviewers mention extra rear suspension travel, better feeling brakes, sharper chassis response. That said, it remains a heavy motorcycle, which brings its own trade-offs. One review noted the bike's weight at around 393 kilograms, 866 pounds, in running order. So while it handles far better than older tourers, you still feel the mass when you stop, steer slowly, or navigate tight corners. Comfort and long-haul capability are central to what this bike is about. The ergonomics are designed for two-up touring, plush seating, wide saddlebags, and fairing venting that help cut wind. In motorway cruising it's calm and composed. One tester recorded around 55 mpg US on fast roads. The luggage capacity is about 4.9 cubic feet, in one region spec, and fuel tank is 6 gallons, approximately 22.7 liters, in US spec. In short, if you're aiming to ride long distances in comfort, the Street Glide delivers. Now to pricing, which is always a hot topic. In the US market, different trims will have different MSRPs, but one listing shows the 2025 Street Glide Ultra starting at $33,899 for the base version. Elsewhere, Australia review indicates a ride-away price from $48,750. Obviously exchange rates and region make a difference there. So for the US, expect somewhere in the mid-$30,000 region for base. Options, accessories and higher trims will add on. Also remember tax, registration, destination fees etc. will bump the bottom line. What about how the Street Glide stacks up in 2025 US context? For American roads and touring culture this bike makes a lot of sense. The wide open highways, the long stays between stops, the Grand American Touring ethos. One review said, the longest road in the United States. The Street Glide Ultra was made for American roads, both in terms of distance and design. For someone who rides coast to coast, or hits long-range group rides, this is a motorcycle made for that purpose. Of course, there are a few caveats. The weight remains significant, which means maneuvering in traffic or parking can be more demanding than lighter bikes. As one reviewer put it, even after 2 weeks, I was fighting and fearing it's roughly 400 kilograms every time I threw a leg over. Also, Premium pricing means you're paying not just for the badge but for the features and capacity. Value-conscious buyers may find competitors offer lighter weight or more aggressive performance at lower cost. In terms of competition in the US, while the Harley brand has massive heritage, there are alternative touring bikes from other manufacturers, including from Japan and Europe, that may bring different strengths, lighter weight, different ergonomics, maybe more advanced suspension. If your loyalty is not strongly tied to Harley, or if you want track-focused performance over cruisy touring, then you might compare other models. But if you're into the style, brand, culture, long-haul comfort and whole package, the Street Glide hits hard. So for CarTech Zone viewers, what's the verdict? The 2025 Harley-Davidson Street Glide is a compelling option for riders who want a big, capable touring cruiser that can carry 2 riders and luggage comfortably. Value American cruiser styling and brand heritage. Will use the machine for long rides, perhaps interstate or cross-country. Appreciate modern tech, touchscreen display, Apple CarPlay, ride modes but within a classic cruiser form. If instead you ride mostly in urban traffic, want ultra-agile cornering or want top-end sport bike performance, this might be more bike than you need, and you'll have to accept size, weight, and premium cost as part of the deal. Before we wrap up, a couple of tips if you're going to test or buy one. Ride it fully loaded, passenger plus bags, and see how it handles your roads. Make sure the seat height and ergonomics suit you, especially if you're shorter. Explore accessory and color options carefully. Harley offers a number of paint and trim packs that add cost. Finally, check local dealership pricing, incentives and whether any demo, model year discounts may be in effect. Alright folks, that wraps up our review for the 2025 Harley-Davidson Street Glide. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more CarTech Zone reviews, and drop a comment. Would you tour across America on a bike like this? Let me know. Ride safe, and we'll see you next time.